go.
Hello guys, welcome to Indian Geek Society. I'm sorry, and today we have Harneet Singh,
Hello, hello, hello.
Harry, whatever you want to call him, and he is visiting here at my place, and he will be part of the videos for a long time now. And today we are talking about WandaVision. Some scenes were cut out, and he talked about it in an interview with Kevin Smith. So we'll break that down. Big things we had actually talked about it in the last stream, WandaVision review, and I was not happy with the finale. A lot of things, and I think whatever he said in that interview makes sense now, and I did call it out. So yeah, that, and also Justice League Snyder Cut got leaked. When people started to watch Tom and Jerry, they could see the Snyder's Justice League, and it was taken down after 2 hours. But still, some people saw it, and there are rumors and spoilers all around. So we'll also talk about that. And one more thing we'll talk about, but let's first, talk about WandaVision. First of all, Harni didn't get a chance last time; he couldn't make it for the live stream. Your thoughts?
Yes, last time actually I went through the discussion and I realized some things that all of us are feeling the same things.
Yeah,
Like previous examples we have faced in the comic book and movies industry, that fans always point out the same things. We all want the same thing out of a show or a movie, and when things don't pan out the way we want them to, it actually disheartens us.
yeah,
So my take from WandaVision was that our own expectations were too high from the
okay,
show, not from the storyline of the show. I'm not saying that. See, we are so used to Marvel giving out cameos and clues for the next upcoming projects,
yeah,
and we wanted WandaVision to do the same. We
yeah,
wanted to take out some theories from it. We wanted to take some clues out of it, and it was actually very ground towards show as from what we expected it to be. Sure, there were fights in the last episode. The witch battle was great. The CGI
CGI battle, yeah,
was good enough for
yeah,
us, but we expected a lot more out of it. We expected X-Men to be introduced from this
yeah,
show.
mutants,
And if you recall, I mentioned in a previous video that Marvel will never give out a major reveal about multiverse or mutants through a small detail like a cameo.
yeah,
You know, it's not their style, basically.
yeah.
So I was also. I'm not saying it was all roses. There were some things I was also worried about, that why did they mess up so bad. And
Yeah,
it's not that just one thing, they messed up same things simultaneously. They missed out on storylines of several secondary characters.
yeah,
It was not just one character they missed out on, they did it with several characters. And so I was worried about it, and then you sent me that link to the video and the interview of the director, and I went through it, and then I realized, the fans are sometimes responsible for their own disappointment. I'm not saying that WandaVision is a perfect show and we should not criticize it. It
yeah,
has its own flaws, but to expect a major reveal that we couldn't even get from Spider-Man Far From Home to get out of one episode, just one episode of WandaVision, it's too much to ask.
yeah. I think I agree, but I disagree. I think like I talked about in the previous one also, there are moments where it is deliberately they tried to they knew fans will explode on this. They knew, like, casting Evan Peters, they said they want to mess up with Wanda. They could have casted anyone. Why Evan Peters? Evan Peters casting doesn't mean anything to Wanda, but it does to the fans. So
Yeah,
it
I,
is
I
it is
understand.
deliberate. It's just I never expected Marvel to do something like that.
You
To
can
use
call it
this
a marketing stunt.
cheap
Yeah.
trick. Yeah, and I've talked about in the last stream also that people were gonna binge watch it, were waiting for the show to end, then they'll watch it. But after that, what happened? Spoilers were everywhere. People are losing their shit. Oh, Marvel is changed, multiverse and everything, and everyone's like, okay, I have to watch it before I get spoiled. So they got it. They got the hype around the show. Everyone's talking about it for the whole week. People are talking about it, and then you don't, deliver on that. Instead of that, you make a joke out of it. Like that, there's a meme out there where usually send me. Thanos is like all this just for a
Boner.
boner joke. Like, come on. And I think that pisses me off. Now, my other, talking about secondary characters, my other thing, and the interview actually talked about it. Guys, coming to the chat, just a second. Uh, you know, they talked about that they were like, I talked about how the characters on the ground, and I don't know what's happening. Are they just watching the battle in the sky? It just feels off, as a screenplay in the movie. Every character is actually doing something, right? We don't even see what they're doing when the fight is happening in sky. So that's a bad screenplay. And when you understand, oh, there was a whole sequence of Monica, Darcy, Pietro, and the kids. They go in the basement to get the dark hold, and the rabbit turns into demons, and there's a whole chase sequence there. It was supposed to be a big scene. Now, according to the article which we were looking at, there it says that the because of the VFX they had to cut it down, but the director actually said that they didn't cut out only because of that. Now in VFX, what happens, they give shots priority, like the shot of Wanda fighting and all, it's on the high priority, so that first have to be delivered. Then these secondary shots, if they're not done, they can they can remove it. It's not needed at all. So them choosing that this sequence, if it happens, let's see, they just give it low priority, and then he said the pacing would have been different. It would have ruined it, because the it would have distracted from the main fight. Like, we are watching Agnes and them fighting, and suddenly we are like on this different mission altogether in the episode, which will like 5-10 minutes of footage. So it totally distracts from the main point, and I think that is the reason they cut it out. Now I think again one more reason can be that people were talking about Mephisto, and the rabbit was supposed to be a demon, but they haven't classified what demon it is.
My point to this was, what I took from this is, I actually had a discussion with you on this previously, that why Marvel is doing these shows should be tackled first, and what is the audience they are targeting regarding these shows,
Yeah.
right? Then, first of all, this show is not binge worthy. Anyone would agree with me that, okay, this show is good watching per week. It creates a hype, and it didn't deliver on the hype, but it created some. But this show is not binge worthy.
Yeah.
If you wait for all the episodes to come out and then try to sit through it, it will become monotonous after 3 episodes, as Manoj has already mentioned previously.
Yeah.
Like, doing the sitcom things again and again is kind of monotonous,
Yeah. Shout out to Nadistan podcast.
Yeah. So my take on this was like, why I was actually contemplating why Marvel is doing this. See, when MCU started, they could afford to bring out 2-3 movies for a character's journey,
Yeah.
bring out a character as arrogant,
Yeah.
take him to immature, and then ultimately give him an image of a mature person. But at this point, they don't have a time to introduce a character in a one movie with his origin story, and then
Build
pan
him
out
up.
his character
Yeah.
in the next movie, and then bring him to the ensemble of the cast.
Yeah.
They want to do this to explore the character in the Disney Plus shows. If people want to see it, well and good. You will see the character growth, those who wants to, and the casual audience who just goes to the movies, they don't want to see the character growth, and they'll just see the character showing up in the movie. You can take it this example to any character you like starting with WandaVision. Then we have Sam and the Winter Soldier shows, Sam and Bucky.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and that show. So it will also give us an introduction, a deep dive into those characters and their personalities and stuff. And then we are being introduced to new characters like Moon Knight, and might be a Blade movie or a Blade show. Blade might be tying up in the Moon Knight series as well. They are saying, so there are rumors about that. So what I'm saying is, the reason behind these shows is now very profound. Is not to build a universe.
Yeah.
So what,
Like, it will not have its own universe or
yeah.
own following, because it's just a side thing.
Yeah.
Like a side quest, and then you come back to the main story.
So what Legends show is, right?
Yeah.
what Legends show is to the shows,
Yeah.
the same thing applies to the shows being to the MCU. The
Yeah.
shows are just a bag, as you said, as you put very beautifully, a side quest to the MCU. That's
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Guys, let us know in the chat what do you think about that theory. And okay, Farhan says, why is everything turning out to be DC deleted footage? Yeah, we were talking about it last time also. X Gaming, what's your reaction on Dark Side? Yeah, you were pretty excited for it.
You were the one actually who sent me that link
Yeah.
to watch the trailer, and when I started freaking out about it, and you were like, "Be calm, dude. It's not like the movie's out," and then we realized the movie's also out.
Yeah.
So I was pretty excited about it. We'll talk about it, the details later, but I think the shot of Darkseid at the last,
Yeah.
what the hell was that? I don't know.
I think that was the scene where the mother box merge and he comes out as a projection. When
Might
Stephen
be.
Wolf is praying to him.
Might be.
Yeah, so I think that's why it's
plausible.
very, gluey and all of that.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about Dark Side more. Hey, Kiran Purohit, welcome. Hey, what's up, Nathan? Welcome. Harry with Nona, great. Darshan says not introducing multiverse and mutants in a show that only intention is to focus on Wanda's grief was a great decision. Absolutely, that's
That is the point.
again.
That is the point I'm, saying.
But we talked about that, in the last video, that yes, the whole aspect of Wanda and a grief and Vision, the whole family, it's amazing throughout the film. That throughout the show, and that's what the show is about. But you have adding these characters. It feels like they just wanted to set up, and they really don't have much to do. Like basically, with the current scenario, like if you like literally remove Monica Rambeau from the show, does it really change anything? Just 2 or 3 tweaks and the story still goes the same. That means her character is so not needed in the show, that her character doesn't really does anything that changes the flow
See,
of the narrative.
for me, it was more like an Easter egg. Like
Yeah.
when we go to the next movie, Captain Marvel 2, where she has powers, and then you will realize where did she get the powers from?
Yeah.
You know. So
But
this. See, I also have a problem with that. I'm not saying I'm fully satisfied with Monica's story on this. There should have been some involvement of Monica on the show,
yeah.
and due to their rush towards her involvement, what they did was they tried the villain, what the name of
Howard.
Hayward.
Director
He
Hayward.
tries to kill 2 kids just because Monica wanted to come in between and show her powers.
Yeah,
That is
that's
the only reason he shot those
Yeah.
fires. I think it was a last minute decision. They added that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
He's not evil. He's not inherently evil.
Yeah. I think his dialogue in episode 4, I think, where he shoots at Wanda, and not shoot, maybe shoot at Wanda, and then they come inside and she's like, why did you do that? And like, I was the one, we were alive without hope for 5 years.
Mhm.
I think that shows a lot about his character, but again, they just,
They can't
just
they
gave
can't
it
expect
away.
us to believe that he'll try to shoot kids.
Yeah. And which has like,
No
come on,
sense.
he's super speed. He can just, if that's what, no, Monica, if not there in that scene, still the kids will survive. Like, it's not the, she saved them.
That's what I said. I think Monica is here for us to know how she got her powers. She's not here to help anyway.
Yeah.
As you said, if she was not there, it wouldn't make
Doesn't
any
change much.
It wouldn't change anything
Yeah.
about it.
Uh,
See, even if you go by a scenario where you don't have a WandaVision show,
yeah.
just imagine a scenario where there are no shows, or there is no WandaVision show, and you go to the next movie, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and suddenly there is Wanda with her full costume, and they are suddenly talking about chaos magic and Scarlet Witch, and then we'll talk about like how can they do this? They haven't explored what is chaos magic, how
Yeah.
are witches there? She got her powers from the stone. Anything they do at this point of time is a controversial thing, I would say, because they have a huge universe right now, and there will be mistakes.
Yeah.
You have to remember there will be mistakes,
Yeah.
but there should not be blunders.
Yeah.
The whole thing should not crumble down.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, good enough. Darshan says we don't need proper character development for Miss Marvel and Monica and Captain Marvel 2 will already be introduced with them in the story. See,
Yeah,
the point,
yeah.
I think that's not the point, but the point is like, in respect to the show, like, it's just, it's like, I'm cheated, they just, oh, this Monica character and this character, but nothing really happens. It's again, my point is that they are just trying to set it up. They don't
Yeah,
really serve any purpose to
yeah,
the story.
yeah. I
I
agree.
think
I
that's
agree.
that's what I'm saying. Nathan says feel bad for Matt Shakman. Yeah, man, the director. I think, and even on the interview, I learned like he has done so much stuff. He has done House MD episodes. He has done Game of Thrones episodes, and because of Game of Thrones episodes, Kevin Feige called him. They had a chat, and that's how he got into Marvel and did the project. And I think in childhood he was like a child actor on many sitcoms. Like it's
Hmm.
just like his filmography and career has been so good.
And you can see that on the
Yeah,
show as well. The
definitely.
kind of directing, the kind of screenplay that was there.
Yeah,
I mean, it was phenomenal. That is why the show is currently rated highest in the last few years.
yeah,
It's not just
definitely.
about magic, and it's not just about the CGI fights, and it's not just about the characters and the fan service.
Yeah.
It's also about the quality that they deliver.
Definitely. And yeah, I think again, Darcy, like she just had one scene in the whole finale
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
supposed to be
yeah.
big.
I,
They were
I,
like,
I actually hated it. Why? See, we were in love with Jimmy Woo and Darcy
yeah,
in the first few episodes,
yeah,
and if you read the Hollywood Reporter, you will realize that they were pitching a Jimmy Woo show
yeah,
where Darcy will not be there, but Jimmy Woo will, and MCU X Files kind of a show,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And then you realize like they don't have anything to do in the finale.
I think Jimmy Woo did get a scene with that flourish with the he got caught and
Yeah, yeah.
all of that. I think he did get a something, but
He is the most lovable person in the
yeah,
Hollywood
definitely,
right now.
yeah. I think it did feel disservice to some of the things they themselves set up. It's not we
Like,
like
what the hell did Darcy do?
yeah,
Like, even if some ordinary sword agent was watching WandaVision instead of Darcy, it would still make
yeah,
sense.
doesn't change
It
anything.
doesn't change anything.
Yeah. And I think one more thing we have to realize is that her driving that van or something, for us it's like 2 episodes before,
Hmm.
but in the timeline of
Timeline
that
of the
it's just
show.
an hour or
Yeah,
30 minutes, something like that.
yeah.
So I think it sometimes the whole weekly thing does disservice to the show because that eighth episode, we don't get anything except Wanda, which is a great episode. But you have these moving elements which was there in episode 7, and now suddenly they arrive just for one scene and it just throws it off.
We were discussing last week. The standalone episodes are great in themselves,
Yeah,
if you look at it, and that's why
yeah,
I've been saying that next episode is better than the previous one and all that. But we have been used to watching MCU like a movie where they'll pan out the whole story and they'll give us a cameo or a post credit scene wherein you can banter about that scene for a year
yeah,
before the next movie comes out, and half of those theories will be debunked by people, some of them will be debunked by the director, and at the end of the year it will be like no buzz is around that
yeah,
character anymore. But in this show that doesn't happen. All the buzz is created similar to the movies in each episode, but nothing is delivered on that.
yeah,
And I think it's not just them to blame, it's us. We are to blame as well. Like, we as in the audience, we are bantering about all the fan theories each week. And then if we got subverted on our expectations and we now say that the show was not good.
I think that factor is there, that fans just hype it up too much,
Hmm.
and
And it's not wrong.
yeah, definitely not
If
wrong.
we are hyping Marvel up, Marvel wanted us to hype that up.
Yeah,
If they are showing something about that engineer, aerospace engineer, they're
I
talking
think
about it again and again, they wanted us to hype that up.
I think what happened is the fandom is so big and so strong
Hmm.
that they're so big of a fan that that the Canadian lad, he watches at 0.25 XP.
Yeah.
And when you do things like that, you will find so many things that the actor was talking about. People were talking that cicada is Mysterio, and they were proving it by different theories and all from the comics, and even the director was impressed by it. So like
I used to watch New Rockstars a lot,
yeah,
and what he did was, in his work he's amazing, and he what he did was he would go on about like ridiculous theories and then talk about some sense also. But that is what we do on a large scale.
yeah,
What we do is we listen about something from this person and something else from another person, and we add up and make our own theories, and everybody else is doing that.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to take in personally.
Definitely.
And I think, see, my thing is, I watch Marvel at every new stage as a new thing. Like there is a whole plot line going on. I follow that, but every director has his own vision. You know, it's not like you will find that, yeah, Russo brothers directed Avengers Endgame, but they didn't direct Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
So there is something unique about it as well. You need to realize that.
Yeah.
You know.
Nathan, we just talked about it, Nathan. That's the whole point of the video. That the latter revealed there was a bigger role for Monica, Jimmy Woo, and everyone, which was cut out, sadly. But it was in, they are confident. It's not like, oh, they had to cut out. It's not like that. They thought it's not working, so they cut. Like, the same. There's a sequence of all the heroes bowing down when Tony Stark death. That scene is cut out, not because it was too much or they had to, but it was not working out, so they just removed it. Tony
What
Stark.
Marvel does is,
Tony Stark in the Soul World.
Yeah.
That scene was not working out, so they removed it.
so what they do is they actually show the movie to a limited number of audience.
Yeah.
And
Testing. Yeah.
then they take their feedback and what they understood and what they did not.
Yeah.
And so it is not a one-way process. They
Yeah.
communicate for these things. They have meetings for these things. They are not just like director is watching his final version and he decides to cut all these things. There is a rigorous process around
Yeah.
it. And if they are doing something, I'm not saying it's totally right, but it can be justifiable.
Yeah. Okay, let's dive into Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I was pretty shocked. I was like, really now, like out of like what will not happen until the film comes out. I'm like, okay, the leak also happened. Like people are watching, like there are already memes. Oh, I was watching Tom and Jerry and the villain is so good and all of that stuff.
And there is a meme of a child holding a tablet and his mother
Yeah.
opens Tom and Jerry, and suddenly there is a decapitated head of Superman or something. There was a meme, I don't know if there is, and the child is
Yeah.
crying all of a sudden. So that kind of.
Hey, Varun is in the chat, guys. I think they probably planned some reveals for Doctor Strange so that things make more sense for the general audience. Okay, let's see. Who like at this point, like I'm not into theories anymore until it's like I think Varun also said that in the last stream, that until it's officially by Marvel from their PR or their social media or their trailer teasers, anything, don't believe anything. Like people are saying, all three Spider-Mans will be there. Like it's all just rumors. Marvel hasn't said yes or no to anything.
When Pietro came as a cameo on the show and we had our first reaction to it,
Yeah.
I absolutely 100% made sure that I was clear on this, that I don't believe he's from the X-Men universe. Though the subtitles from some foreign languages said that it mentioned Pietro from the X-Men universe,
Yeah.
I still didn't believe it.
My whole point is the same thing what I'm saying right now.
I
that-
go on to fan theories. I like to read fan theories, but there is a limit to it where I'll insist, okay, I think this is too much.
Yeah. No, but my whole point is that, that my whole point in that video was that, right? That I don't want it to be a cheap trick. That's my whole point was, and it turned out to be that. Like anything instead of cheap trick, and they did the cheap trick.
For me, it better be a cheap trick rather than revealing multiverse as a concept in just a cameo. That's what my take from that is.
Yeah. Okay, coming back to Zack Snyder Justice League, and also a teaser got leaked with Dark Side and all. I think
it
it's
was on Twitch.
It's on
Twitch TV.
Okay. And I think someone put it on Twitter that actually it's not leak. It was part of the ad campaign and things like that. And Zack Snyder said no, it's not.
There's an ad
I think
campaign on Twitch TV,
we'll get the ad.
Someone recorded it,
Yeah.
and then uploaded it, and it got some views, and then it went viral.
I think we'll get the official one. It has Slade Wilson also. That's really interesting.
See, if you have seen it, your whole hype is back all around.
Yeah.
The Justice League. They have been releasing these teasers. First, they did with Batman,
Yeah.
then Superman, then Wonder Woman, and then with Flash, which was also great, by the way. I think it's just to create the hype or bring back the hype
Yeah.
for the movie. I think the movie is going to be great too.
I think WandaVision stole the limelight. Maybe that's why they're just releasing one. But
They
they so
should,
like 4 hours. They have so much footage. They can
yeah,
just
they can show it.
at
See,
least
showing previous footage with new sound is a different thing,
yeah,
and releasing something new. See, Dark Side voice is something new.
yeah. Darkseid himself, like
Darkseid himself
Justice
is
League was
something
not
new.
there. Yeah,
And I was thinking like, okay, they might tease Darkseid, but they'll not bring Darkseid in the movie. But I think they are going full throttle on this Darkseid thing.
yeah,
They are bringing him in the movie.
yeah. Nathan says is Ralph Warner like a MCU doppelganger of the Quicksilver, and that's top. Let's not even go there, Nathan.
See, this is what they did. They didn't even say anything about it. They
Yeah.
said that it was a cheap trick they played on Wanda. But how is this cheap trick? Does she know about the
Has she seen the Fox
X-Men
universe?
or the Fox universe?
Yeah,
Can't she tell the difference between his own brother and someone
yeah,
else who is not even closely related to him?
yeah.
He's not even like a first or second cousin.
Varun says, I believe we'll get it officially once they are done with the main 7. Yeah, Cyborg's teaser came out today. Haven't seen it yet. Check it out. And yeah, the it's coming on 18th. We'll be watching it together. Let's see what special can we plan. And tomorrow, guys, Superman Lewis reaction. Then Thursday we'll be doing a Man of Steel review, going back revisiting it. So do join us for that. And also special news: Falcon and the Winter Soldier will be available in dubbed languages, that is Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu, which is great news. People, the fans have been asking. I have been asking. I have on Twitter. I've tagged them and I got a reply from Disney Plus Hotstar. That it will not be available only in English. And I'm like, why? And finally today they put out the all the fans have been asking. So we have a surprise for you that Falcon and the Winter Soldier will be available in 3 languages. That is a great news. And we were supposed to make a video on that, but let's talk about it here itself. And I think once like in India, most people have seen the dubbed version compared to English. And I think not having the shows in the local language is like you're killing your business, first of all, and the fans cannot enjoy it if it's in English. If it's not in the language which
See,
they have
major
watched.
as you already said, major chunk of Indian fans are watching MCU in Hindi,
Yeah.
you know,
And other language, yeah.
and other languages, Tamil, Telugu as well. So just keeping the shows, you want them to see the shows, right?
Yeah.
You don't want them to be rid of something that would enlarge their view of the MCU.
Yeah.
So why not the language to the shows as well?
Like you're getting them still, if the movies are not coming out,
Yeah.
they are still in touch with the MCU,
Yeah.
and they're
It's not
still
like it. It's not like people who watch in Hindi, Telugu, or Tamil are just casual viewers
yeah.
of MCU. There are a lot of people who want to keep track of MCU, but there is a language barrier.
Yeah, definitely. I think I showed my parents MCU in Hindi so they could enjoy it and they loved it. And I couldn't show them. I showed them the WandaVision first episode, and halfway through they got bored because it's not comfortable to them. First of all, it's a sitcom which they are not used to, and I think that's why it was not done. It was not dubbed. That's why Falcon and Winter Soldier easier to dub because it's just normal. And let's see. I actually tweeted at them. When is WandaVision Hindi coming? So let's see what we get
See,
there.
my problem in dubbed version has been not just with MCU, but in Hollywood in general, has been they try to comedify the whole thing
Yeah.
a lot.
The dialogues and all.
The scenes with people, like there is a stereotype in those movies, like a certain race of people would be speaking this kind of a language, or they'll be speaking like this using this accent even in Hindi or Tamil or Telugu, right? So they like to over comedify all those aspects, and I think
Like
that is something needs to be stopped.
Age of Ultron, both Wanda and
And they have
Pietro,
Bhojpuri.
they no Haryanvi.
Haryanvi
They
language.
talk in Haryanvi.
मारे पास एक ही photo है, like something a dialogue like that. I saw
Yeah.
that.
Varun says, do you think they'll release dubbed version for WandaVision now? Possible. First of all, they have IPL rights, so they can just put one ad in each each match, and people are gonna watch it. And the Hindi dub versions are coming on VIP, which is cheaper, like the 400 rupee plan. and I think that's why a lot of new customers can join in. I think that's why it would be good for even for Disney Plus Hotstar for the business point of view. And yeah, I think that was the most of the things you want to talk about. We do have anything else? We have yet to watch Cyborg. We'll watch it. And again, guys, tomorrow Superman and Lois, followed by Man of Steel review on Thursday. Then I think Sunday we'll be doing a BVS, so we'll be watching BVS the Ultimate Cut on Friday. So Saturday on and on Sunday we'll do a review for that too. So a lot of, again, as I said, a lot of things coming on the show, on the channel. So
We would
definitely,
suggest all of you to watch DCU again once,
yeah.
if you like, because there will be a lot of details, hidden details you will
Yeah,
find
definitely.
interesting.
Yeah, and watch Man of Steel and watch the Ultimate Edition
Edition
of
of BVS,
BVS. I
yeah.
think because it will be like it has so many elements which continue ahead in Justice League. So definitely, I think everyone
Just like
should watch that.
the suit from BVS, the Flash
Yeah,
suit from
yeah,
BVS. That would make sense only if you remember BVS.
yeah. The whole nightmare scene and
Yeah.
all. So guys, yeah, like, share, subscribe, and a lot of content coming. So that's it from us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.
Bye.